And welcome everybody. My name is Robert. I'm the product manager here at LeanSwift. And in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the inventory synchronization transaction within eConnect. I'm going to be showing you this in a Magento enterprise environment, but everything that you'll see in this video is also available for Magento Community Edition. And I'll be running this demo in our latest version of eConnect, which is 15.3. So to get started here, I wanted to show you some of the back-end configuration. So we're going to go into System Configuration. And if I scroll down here just to show you, we've got the LeanSwift section, and we are in the base eConnect configuration part of that. So going back up, I wanted to talk about the settings within the inventory synchronization group here. And the first parameter, this is a new feature that we added with 15.3. Which allows the Magento admin to select out of 3 possible options, 3 different quantity values out of M3, which one of these to use as the inventory quantity for the products within Magento. The default is allocatable net. This is what eConnect used by default in the previous versions as well. But we now also offer you the ability to use the approved on-hand balance or the available inventory value for the product and the warehouse in question. And the next 3 parameters control when during the ordering process that the system will go back and perform a real-time inventory update. So the first possibility of having a real-time call is when the product detail page is loaded, and that's enabled with this first parameter. The second parameter will enable another real-time check as the product is added to cart. And the third parameter here, sync on checkout, would perform an additional inventory poll as the order is finalized and placed. So having showed you that, I wanted to give you an example here of some of these different combinations. And to get things started, I'm going to go in here and we'll open up a second tab. I have prepared a product here, which, as you can see, for the moment, I've manually entered from within Magento admin a quantity value of 92, just to have something that is actually completely different from what we have within M3. Because if we switch over to M3 here, you'll see in the on-hand display by warehouse here, our warehouse is 210. That's the product that we just looked at in Magento admin. And you can see we have a substantially more, an allocatable net of 87,566. So let's start with that. And we're going to go back, and on the third tab here, we've got the Magento front-end B2C site for this environment loaded. So I'm gonna pull up, search out that pretty blue chair, and we're gonna go in and load the product detail page here. So as we're doing this now, eConnect is performing that real-time call and retrieval of the inventory value from M3. And when that page is loaded, then we're going to go back to the product catalog. We'll go ahead and refresh that page with the same search. And you can see our quantity now is showing 87,566. If we jump back to M3, there we go. That was our allocatable net, which was the configuration value that I had left by default. So let's go back to admin again. And let's switch things around here. We're going to use available inventory instead, just to see the difference here. We'll go ahead and save the configuration. And I'm not going to show you the approved on-hand balance option here. I would imagine that's the most rare of the 3 quantities to use on your site in any case. So now we've got available inventory set. We'll move back to M3 and just validate available inventory is 87,414. Now remember these other parameters that we had. I just illustrated the previous update with the sync on product load, but I also have enabled inventory synchronization during add to cart as well as checkout. So let's go back in here and we'll simply add that product to cart. And once that product's in cart, we're going to go back. I still haven't refreshed here, so we've got 87,566. Let's go ahead and refresh that page, and we've got 87,414. Sorry if I'm jumping back and forth here a lot, but moving back, then that is now the available inventory value. So just an example then of how those the inventory quantity selection as well as those various real-time pull points have an impact. I also want to mention that there, of course, is a background cron job. Let's jump back in here to the configuration, cron, and the fourth one here, cron settings for stock update. That is the corresponding cron or background job for scheduling the update of the inventory values that we just looked at, the real-time update for. And I also want to mention that the inventory synchronization transaction, it does use different logic depending on the type of product that is being handled on the front end within Magento. So for example, it's a simpler call if it's a simple product, since it's just a single product to look at, as opposed to if it's a fashion type setup with a style that is being pulled up the detail page for, and an order grid, for example, where then potentially a large number of combinations of colors and sizes and materials and so forth, inventory needs to be fetched from M3 then for all those combinations of SKUs. So with that concludes this demo. Thanks so much for looking.